All right, what's going on, guys? It's JC Frosty, and I'm going to show you guys how to do an Eastbay. And I'm going to show you guys how to do an And I'm going to show you guys how to do an Eastbay.
Fight.
All right, guys, so doing an Eastbay is a really big accomplishment for dunking, but you don't necessarily have to jump really high to be able to do an Eastbay. It's about 6 inches above the rim is about wrist level. So if you're at least getting that high, if you work on your technique and hand speed, you could do an Eastbay. But I'm going to show you guys how exactly to work on that. First things first, you want to get the motion down. So I usually do an Eastbay with my left hand. So whenever I jump, so there's a train in the background. I don't know why it won't shut up. Anyway, so I jump off of 2 feet and I am a right-left plant. So that looks like boom. So when I go for my Eastbay, I go with my left hand. So when I jump, I'm going right, left, boom, into my left hand. So you want to work on that motion. First, I would work on the actual motion of the Eastbay. So a couple ways you can do this is hold the ball, and you got to do this as quickly as you can, because when you're jumping and you're in the air, especially if you're not jumping as high, you can't do this to practice your Eastbay, because you're not going to actually do that when you jump. This is what it looks like if you try and do that when you jump. It throws the whole thing off. So you got to practice everything with speed, all right? So I can't really palm a ball that well. It really just, it depends on the ball. But I don't really rely on that whenever I'm doing my Eastbay. What you want to do is you want to kind of get your hand under the ball in a sense. So you're going for your jump, boom. And you want to use the momentum when your hand's on top of the ball off the dribble. You want to use the momentum, push it, and as you're going under your leg, you want to kind of cuff it in a sense. You want to cuff, okay? And as you're transferring to the other hand, you want your other hand to be like this. So once you go under, you kind of rest the ball in your other hand. So it'll be like boom. And once you do that, you don't want to actually let go of the ball. You want to push it into your hand. You want it to get into your other hand like it's resting, but you want to push. So you want to push. See how my arm goes all the way through? You want to go boom, push it. Work on that motion. Work on pushing the ball into your other hand. You want to like cram the ball into your other hand, and you want to work on that. And once you get used to doing that, slam the ball. So you want to go bam, oh. Bam, bam. You work on that motion. You work on actually getting above the rim and putting the ball in the goal. So, bam. You know what I used to do? I used to do 3 sets. You can do this with a weighted ball too, which I'll get into that as I explain this. You can do 3 sets of 25. So it'd just be 1, 2, 3. Go all the way to 25. That's 1 set. You do the second set, and if you have a weighted ball, what I want you to do if you have a weighted ball can be any weight, but I wouldn't go over like 8 pounds because you might actually hurt yourself. I'm tired. You do 2 sets, the first 2 sets with the weighted ball, and then the third set is when you get the actual basketball and just kill it. Just boom, 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 kill it. If you don't have a weighted ball, then of course you can just use the regular basketball. Now, all of you may not be able to do an Eastbay or a dunk off of 2 feet. You may be able to do it off of 1. I don't necessarily what's the word I'm looking for? I don't do an Eastbay off of one leg, but it's the same kind of concept. So if you jump off your left leg, you want to go boom, boom. You can still work on that motion. As long as you work on that motion, that's, after you get the motion down, that's the main thing you want to work on first. Because you don't want to go and try and jump and you don't even have the motion, because you're not going to get close. So once you work on the motion, that's when you start adding your approach in. So say you do that for a week and you get really familiar with the motion, all right? Say you do this for like 2 weeks and you get familiar with the motion, all right? You just, boom. Now you want to start adding your approach. So you would go, I'm right, left, like I said. So this is what I used to do. I used to go, boom, and just work on that. Just, boom. And work on that motion, work on getting your approach in. It's the same kind of thing, 3 sets, 25 reps. You can do more reps, you can do less reps. As long as you're getting that work in, you will get better at it. You just gotta stay consistent. The final step to being able to do an Eastbay is getting yourself a low rim. Now I understand not everybody will have access to a low rim, but if you do, it increases your chances greatly to making this dunk. If you don't, just keep working on that motion and keep practicing it at the gym and you'll be able to do it. One thing I forgot to mention is if you're better at doing dunks off a lob, you can work on it with the motion. You just bounce and catch and go into the other hand. So you bounce, boom. And here's how you can keep it going. Go, boom, 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 boom. So you bounce it with the hand that you finish with. And then it's just a continuous cycle. But the last step is getting on the low rim. Like I said, I'm a left-handed dunker when it comes to the Eastbay. So it's just self-explanatory. You want to do the same thing, it's just you're putting the ball in, all right? So, boom. Now for me, I kind of have to reach for this goal because it's a little bit taller, but if you have a goal that's like eye level, that's perfect. Just work on that motion. Same thing. Boom. And you just keep working on it. You don't have to do 3 sets and 25 reps like I said. You can do 6 sets, 50 reps. Just work on it and be consistent and you'll get better at it. Lower in practice is very crucial, but the technique is also there too. So once you get all right, of course it's a low rim, but let me show you what it'll look like. Woo! You guys didn't see it, but that second Eastbay took a lot more tries than it should have. Anyway, some additional tips. Not really additional, just something I didn't mention earlier. Like I said, palming the ball. Not everybody can do it. I don't do it in the Eastbay dunk. I just use that momentum to keep the ball. In a sense, I almost cuff it. I don't actually cuff it, but I just about almost do. But you can do that. You can cuff the ball. You can go boom. Not supposed to go in, but you can cuff the ball, whatever. Now, if you have a goal that's like this tall, like you could easily get your wrist in or even your arm, something that will help is working on actually bending your wrist on the rim with the ball. I can't do it because this goal is taller, but you just work on, boom. I do it a little bit, boom. And sometimes you got to think when you're dunking, you want the ball to be as close as it can be to this inside part of the rim. The front, the side, wherever you're dunking at, you want it to be close to the inside of the rim. That way, you put the ball straight in instead of back rimming it. Because a lot of people do that. They'll just dunk in, boom. That's kind of how they do it. They'll go, boom. But what you want to do is kind of like that. I mean, you don't want to make the dunk like that, but that's the idea. You want to get it close. And eventually, you'll be able to flush it. But it's like 30 degrees out here. That's why I hate the fall, because unless you have an open gym, you got to tough it sometimes. Toughen up and go outside in the cold. Not really, that's not good for you, so don't do it. But that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know a lot of dunkers don't really make videos on how to do flashy dunks. So I'm gonna be making my own videos on how I've practiced dunks and gotten better at them. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, comment down below, DM me on Instagram at JosephDunks32. If you want to be personally trained by me, DM me on Instagram. It's $5 for the program every month, no long-term contract. You could sign up today, 5 minutes later, cancel your subscription, and there's no penalty. You just get the month you paid for, and that's it. You're just paying for the months that you want. It's only $5. You're not losing anything if you don't like the program, so I think it's worth it, and I think you will like it, because I'm gonna get into a lot of detail about the things I do with training and what has helped me, just like doing this. So, like I said, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell so you guys can see when I upload. I have big things planned. I've been rehabbing really good. ATG is getting me right, ready to go. Anyway, guys, that's it, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.